Thank you, Michael. I'm Connor Gades. I'm here with Brian McCall. We are currently at Brian's house. We're videotaping this on my phone. And we're going to be using the TV as our projector screen, so it might be a little difficult to see. I hope you guys can bear with us. We're going to be covering the viewpoints of bribery in Latin America as well as America. I'm going to start off with Latin America. Bribery and corruption has become more and more prevalent in Latin America, and it's almost become a way of life there. According to vidair.com, 20% of the population in Latin America has paid tips to public officials, with the tip being bribes. That percentage is even worse in Mexico, with it being 31%. So it's easy to see that corruption is starting at the top and is starting to trickle all the way down into society. They're trying to get more and more countries to sign memorandums such as the Inter-American Convention Against Corruption. It's a document that is trying to promote ethical business and eliminate corruption in all Latin American countries, as well as around the world. They're starting to organize more and more organizations, one of the most well-known being the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. This is also an organization that promotes the economic and well-being of people all around the world. And there are currently 5 Latin American countries that belong to it, with being Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, and Mexico. So as I stated before, the mission of the OECD is to promote economic and social well-being for all member countries and its citizens. And despite that, there's still bribery and corruption taking place in all member, or not all, but almost all member countries. One of the most well-known things is the corruption of the police force in Mexico, with them accepting cash bribes from the Mexican drug cartel and continuing to work with them and helping them grow. And as you can see, as mentioned in the previous slide, it's getting big with the government, and it's now also trickling into the police force. So it's starting to get into the people that run the country, which may have a detrimental effect because it's starting at the top, and like I said, it's going to trickle down into the rest of society. I'm also going to look at 2 examples that I thought related to the case that Mike also already kind of went over and introduced. This is an example from Walmart in Mexico and how they were paying bribes to help kind of build themselves in Latin America, as well as Ralph Lauren this year in Argentina. So I'm going to start with Ralph Lauren. They recently, as I believe it was this April, settled to pay $1.6 million to the Security Exchange Commission and the Department of Justice here in the United States. They were accused and found guilty of paying bribes to the members of the Argentine government who were responsible for promoting and extending the brand into Argentina. This was a violation of the U.S. Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, which was basically made for the point that it made it illegal for classes of people to pay foreign officials to obtain and retain business. And despite this, they still made $1.8 billion that quarter. So it's also a drop in the bucket. But as you can see, the Latin American countries are still accepting payments, and they may not be paying them, but they're still accepting them. The second example that I found was with Walmart de Mexico. They paid over $760,000 to an affiliate Walmex to have them build a refrigerated facility in an environmentally sensitive area. This was obviously an expensive thing. They also paid an additional $50,000 to have a zoning map changed to build near the pyramids in pardon my pronunciation, Titilhuacán. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. And the problem with this is that they had to go through the government with these bribes and with these payments in order to get them passed and enacted in order for them to do these things. So this just goes back to the fact that the government may not be paying bribes, but they're still accepting them at this point. And this relates back to the case because obviously they were accepting bribes in Latin America, and they were using that to obtain and retain more business. And this practice is still being used in Latin America, and it's becoming more and more prevalent in multiple layers of society. And this is going to go to Brian.